Something tells me there's no need for formalities anymore. Let's get into this.
Who's your daddy?
After traveling what feels like forever, you've finally made it all the way down the 10 layers of Xibalba. You've battled your way through hordes of the last battalion and even cognitive incarnations of aliens. You confront the Führer and are left with one last obstacle. The great father of destruction, Nyarlathotep. One immediate thing that anyone could realize when comparing him to any other final boss in the series is his size being nowhere near as large as anyone comparatively. In terms of scale, just generally, he'd be considered small. Then again, small within the context of all the other entities we've seen. His size is not imposing, but make no mistake, they spared no detail in making sure that his design is nothing short of disturbing. For one, the face on his main body that he wears is the face of Jun's father, your party member. Assuming you're privy to the nature of their dynamic, you would know that it's very harsh. I mean, Jun could be on the verge of a mental breakdown just at the sheer mention of his father. He could hardly process even the memories within a flashback. When he loses control of his ambitions, it's very clear what he's capable of under the wrong influence. It's already disturbing that Nyarlathotep is composed of multiple bodies, but in his key art, these bodies give more detail, and they reveal these aren't merely just some unnamed corpses or generic placeholder stock bodies. Each body was carefully crafted to imitate every father of everyone in the party. I believe I only remember discovering this when I had seen that it was Mr. Silverman hanging off the end. During my initial playthrough, I honestly didn't even notice this. The sprite work I guess couldn't communicate this sort of thing, so when I was browsing around through key art, eventually I just noticed him. I thought it a very interesting detail to utilize the fathers in this way because in the story, a lot of the characters do have a strained relationship with their paternal figure. But no matter the strain you have with any of your loved ones, it would truly be horrible to see them in this state at all. Even though it's not one-to-one, no sane person would want to see an incarnation of anyone that they care about in a state like this. Their likeness bent to the will of a demon that's using them directly to torment you and attack you. Certain attacks will have dialogue where they directly try to agitate the party members, reminding them of their past. And almost as if it was a cruel joke, even though he's by far the smallest entity in terms of size compared to the other gods, he just so happens to be the most powerful. You see, even after your trivial physical battle with him, he doesn't lose. As fate would have it, he destroys the world right before you, in front of everyone. After all of your and your team's trials and all of your tribulations, he just destroys it. Philemon, in the nick of time, proposes a new solution. His proposition ends up being birthing a new timeline. The only issue is that the price of admission is everything. Your past, in addition to your memories. Mind you, within all of this, one of your party members has been fatally wounded. The scene really gives us zero room to breathe. It's all just so shocking and scary. You know, I emphasized in my first video that Nyx was eerie due to being a force of nature. Gnarly though, he's truly horrifying too, but just on the total opposite end of the spectrum. He's as spiteful as any other hateful human. With him, everything is personal. His actions are deliberate. They pinpoint each person's weaknesses and they aim and they strike true. He's quite simply what happens if you were to give an evil human the power of the gods. A recipe that he himself knows guarantees pure chaos. This invisible force of power that he commands, we give him. He is humanity's shadow, and none of us can roam this earth without one. Just remember that Nyarlathotep was able to handily destroy humanity. While humanity was fighting its greatest battle against its greatest threat, Nyarlathotep was simply playing a betting game.
Thinking of you.
In the conclusion of episode 1 in this series, we ended our initial discussion talking about his sacrifice. We come to find that a while after his passing, Seas must reassemble to investigate and destroy the Abyss that now holds real estate beneath Iwatodai Dorm. After gaining a new ally in Metis, you and the team descend deeper and deeper into the Abyss, individually seeing memories of the past. These memories held everyone's reasons, the pivotal shifts for each party member where they awakened to a persona, the moment they unlocked the power of the heart. When we attain Aegis's reason, only then does a more clear picture become visible to us. This dark specter you've caught glimpses of, lurking around the abyss as you trekked downward, finally decides near the bottom that it's time to show themselves. The abyss of time not disappearing along with the cesspool of monstrous shadows that are all around are all the result of the party not being able to cope with their tremendous loss. The loss they suffered at the cost of their so-called victory against Nyx. All of these emotions pouring from everyone's essence has given form to this almost nightmarish rendition of him. All of the longing, all of the regret, and every time they wished, I just wish we had a little more time with him, forged this monster. But even with him being depicted in such an eerie state, there's still so much heartbreak in what's basically a fight where you basically bury him again. It's pretty harsh. The surrounding area being reminiscent of a desert always made me think the atmosphere is very reminiscent of almost like a mausoleum, as if we were confronting him in like a desolate tomb. It's honestly all directed brilliantly and effective in making me a bit sad and very uncomfortable. I mean, the role that we have to play to break the chains that are holding Seas down from fully moving on, it's just a lot. But I will say, something that's truly understated and brilliant is that the Abyss is sectored directly beneath Iwatodai Dorm. And if you remember, that's the place where he and we spent the last year of his life the longest. I would say that there's no better fitting place to put this monster to rest.
Hikari live.
Entering Persona Q2's fourth theater is immediately unsettling. I suppose you'd be innately uneasy just going off the fact that so late into your adventure, you're in a world that looks like a child's picture book. Had it been the first film, I doubt that anyone would have even batted an eye at this. The trope of grassy green fields, smiling flowers. We arrive here, and after being around dinosaurs and jungles and futuristic cyber worlds, you on a subconscious level know that something's up. And almost immediately, with zero time to get your bearings, this plays out. An anthem lambasting and denouncing Hikari as an individual. The song reads as a plea from Hikari for her desire just to assimilate and conform to social norms. All of this just not to feel rejected or hurt anymore. It's also heartbreaking because I'm sure for countless people, it's a lot more relatable than a lot of other struggles even within the mainline titles. But in contrast to these sad lyrics is a shockingly upbeat and almost joyous in tone performance. It's just all so bombastic. These silly cartoon creatures and the tone of the music is just so jovial, but it feels like a humiliation ritual. The dungeon itself recounts countless events from her life that she ruminates on that has pushed her into, quite frankly, self-destructive tendencies. Less on the physical end, but more on a mental one. As someone personally who can relate to her passion for the arts, especially in the medium of film, you yourself just want to go in and talk some sense into her and yank her out of it all yourself. But honestly, with how eerie some of these happy-go-lucky creatures seem, I don't think I could even be paid to go anywhere near a world like this. You just never know
who or what is out to get you.
Happily ever after.
If you could undo every misfortune or tragedy from your past, would you? How about if you could erase these things from everyone around you as well? You know, give back to the world. Everyone's problems, you could snap a finger and solve it all. In Persona 5 Royal, Takuto Maruki awakens to these exact abilities, and when he does, he comes to the conclusion that it would be his duty to reshape the world. He finds that he can strip away pain by altering the fabric of reality itself, and using his prior knowledge from his casework at the school, he finds that he can bring back loved ones, alter family dynamics, even fix rapport, and basically grant world peace. The ideal world only has one sacrifice in order for function that's necessary. That sacrifice being to relinquish your past and renounce any of the pain and struggle you've experienced in favor of living in your own personal idealized reality. Pretty awesome, right? I would say for many people, maybe even most people, it would be an incredibly easy price to pay. What if the player protagonist ends up taking Maruki's bargain? Only you and Akechi seem to know what's going on, so naturally a man like this would want to navigate this as peacefully as possible. And if you choose to be peaceful on his terms, well, we all live happily ever after. This all seems great, right? Everyone gets to be a normal high schooler and gets to lead on normal, healthy, and prosperous lives. But did anyone ever really have a choice in all this? You see, Maruki's persona, Azathoth, seemingly has the ability to alter and influence memories. When deciding to resist Maruki's world, you see that it takes some legwork to remind your whole team about the past together. Their memories aren't erased, but very much seemingly buried. But if you don't team up with Akechi in order to resist Maruki's influence, you effectively take it upon yourself to rewrite everyone's life, and in one way I guess one can see that as the ultimate form of revisionist history. This shot, this final shot of everyone at LeBlanc together, in my opinion, is the most chilling shot I have experienced throughout the entire franchise. You know, the thing is that it's all so perfect. Yusuke and Futaba horsing around, Morgana finally getting a human body. And believe it or not, it's not very odd at all to see Joker and Akechi friendly. But what does and always will put me off about this picture is that they are the only two looking directly into the camera, directly at the only other person that knows about what went on. The one other person that knows that this reality is a farce held together by a man playing God. The person they're looking at is you. Directly at